Hi, I'm Kimber, and that's Will, and we are Crossfire Co-op.
In this week's episode, we discuss Deadpool, troubles with Kickstarter, and gaming stereotypes.
And more.
Back from dancing around to that new intro with a backpack? What's that about?
I love this backpack.
It is pretty cool. But more on that in a minute. What do you think of our new intro? It's by Kyle Johnson. The song is Shogun. Make sure you check out his SoundCloud, his website. We have them all. Descriptions in the link. Awesome song.
Thanks, Kyle. We really appreciate it.
So awesome.
I've been dancing around to it quite a bit.
She has.
The neighbor complained about hearing thumping, and it might have been my dancing.
We actually just did an unboxing for this Chewbacca speaker that you can catch, well, on our YouTube channel if you're here already.
Yep.
And we tested out the speaker with that song. So cool.
Very cool.
But speaking of the speaker.
Speaking of the speaker that speaks.
The speaker that speaks. It will be a giveaway along with this bag. And
Goodies.
special contents inside.
Ooh.
Slight peek.
It's full to the brim, I'm telling you.
More to be revealed soon enough. Well, I guess I should say, you don't get this one. This one's ours. There's one still in the box.
A new
in the
one.
bag.
A new one in the box.
Brand new. For one lucky winner. How do they get this?
How do they get this? Well, the thing is, we need a t-shirt.
I'm wearing a t-shirt.
No. A special first t-shirt. For Crossfire Co-op.
It's true. We have a big event coming up in March.
Shall we talk about that event?
Let's talk about it a little bit, and we'll get into more detail later in the show at the end.
So I can say it now?
Go ahead.
He's made me be quiet for so long. We're going to Silicon Valley Comic-Con as press!
Our first press event. We are super stoked.
So excited. So we just left the Bay Area, but now we're going back.
Back up in March. And for that, we need some logo t-shirts.
Yeah, we want to look cool.
And we need your help.
We want to look legit.
So, what's in it for you? Other than your awesome artwork being shown to thousands of people at not only Silicon Valley Comic Con, but also Final Fantasy 15.
Uncovered.
And all around LA, and everyone that wears it. But you also get this awesome bag of goodies, one of which is this cool speaker.
The bag itself is awesome.
It is.
When I bought it, the person checking me out was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool, is it for you?" And I said, "I wish, because it's not for me."
She was so disappointed. But if you're watching this, because he seemed really interested in joining the contest, I think he might actually submit some artwork.
He might. So.
We'll have the details on our Facebook page, facebook.crossfirecoop.com. But it's super simple. Just use our logo, design something cool.
Have fun with it.
That's about it.
Yep.
For our chance to win.
Pika! So, first order of business is Amiibo sales.
Amiibos.
Yeah, GameSpot has a really cool article that talks about the best-selling Amiibo figures of 2015, ranked by region. So I'm just going to give you the down low, let you read the details on your own. America, the Americas, have the highest shipment ratio of Amiibos, between 56 and 57%, depending on the quarter. Second is Japan, and third place is Europe, and in other regions, 8 to 5%. So, what do you think the top selling Amiibo figures are last year in America?
Well, I would go with one of my favorite figures.
Mm-hmm.
The man Link.
Link, number 1. Ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
Super Smash Bros. Series Link. What about Japan? What do you think the top one is in Japan?
That's tough. I'm gonna go with an oddball here. KK Slider.
No. Inkling Girl, followed by Inkling Squid, followed by Inkling Boy.
Whoa.
Yes.
So they're really into Splatoon.
Followed by Mario, followed by Mario, followed by Mario.
And Mario.
Super Mario, Classic Mario, and Modern Mario. In the US, Link, Bowser, Toon Link.
Really? Bowser was number 2.
Number 2.
How did Bowser get number 2?
Mewtwo, Sonic, Pikachu, Mario Classic, Pac-Man, Mega Man, Ganondorf. Indeed.
It's crazy.
And in Europe, what do you think the number 1 was?
I don't know for then,
Mm-hmm.
but soon enough it will be Cloud.
Oh, you think so? Well, this is the 2015 numbers. It was Classic Mario. Interestingly enough, Green Yarn Yoshi didn't make the US list, but it was on Japan and Europe's list.
I wonder if that list includes bundles. Because I know we got our Green Yarn Yoshi as a bundle.
It's true. I don't know. The source is Media Crate and Nintendo, so it's hard to say. But that's all I'll give away for now. Back to business. There's going to be a Taylor Swift game.
My favorite. Tay-Tay.
I don't know what the game will consist of. I like Taylor Swift. Maybe you design music videos and do rhythm stuff?
I mean, I guess it makes sense. They just came out with numbers for what Kim Kardashian's game made, and
Indeed.
that was astronomical.
Surely Taylor Swift, for the most part, would be a more wholesome experience for kids and adults of all ages.
Who knows? The other 2 Kardashian girls are getting their own game now.
Well, I saw that Taylor Swift wore some pretty crazy things at the Grammys. So maybe she's not so wholesome after all. Don't know. But for those of you with kids, this could be something that they're interested in. I don't know.
Hard to know.
Don't think it'll be something they review. Unless I just get the urge. I like that Bad Blood music video.
Day 1 review.
It's nice. It plays sometimes when I'm at work and I've got music on. I'm just like, yeah. Anyway. Speaking of ladies and games. Ladies gamers represent an RPG love. So my friend Randy posted a really cool article from GameIndustry.biz about the number of ladies playing games, and in fact it seems like the most popular genre for ladies who play games is RPGs.
That completely goes against trends.
What do you mean?
Well, we'll talk more about gaming trends at the end of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But the stereotype is a male in the basement doing his thing.
Well, the girls can be in the basement too.
But they're RPGs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see. RPG made the top 1 or 2 in almost every category. It was definitely number 1 for console games. For males, it was action, followed by shooter.
It's interesting because previously I wouldn't consider you an RPG gamer, but recently, come on, you know it's true.
What did I play?
You used to be like, Yoshi's Story.
Yoshi's Story is the best game in the world.
You weren't really into RPGs though.
What was I into if not RPGs?
I don't know. You had never played a Final Fantasy game or anything like that. And then you played the demo for Bravely Default and you were hooked.
Yeah, I don't think I put the 3DS down more than a couple times in the 10 hours of that demo. Well, anyway.
Now you're playing Bravely Default the game, Persona
Mm-hmm.
4, and the list goes on.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, the ladies are representing.
For sure.
This was from 2014. It's a little bit older. I'd love to find some new data. But if you're a lady and you like to play games, let us know what your favorite kind is. And if you're a guy, you can let us know too, but don't try to like skew the stats or anything.
Don't skew the stats.
Don't skew the stats. And back to business again. EA press room email. This is from last week, a little bit old, but as you know, EA and Coldwood Interactive launched Yarny.
Yarny!
Does Yarny get to count as a puzzle platform RPG?
You might get puzzle platformer, but you won't get RPG out of it.
Well, fine. I'm gonna detour from my current RPG craze ASAP because Yarny.
You've been looking forward to this ever since E3 when it was debuted.
Yes, when I saw the video at E3, when Martin was talking about how he made Yarny and the story of Yarny, I might have cried.
It was very sweet.
I determined that I had to play Unravel.
Well, hopefully you'll be doing that soon, once we start back up the streaming.
I hope so. Also, there's a contest going on their Twitter page. If you retweet, you could win a Yarny. And something about making a Yarny. I don't want to tell you too much, actually, because I want to win, but there is a post on the Facebook page, facebook.crossfirecoop.com. I suppose if you make the effort to go there and you win and I don't, then it's still okay.
As long as you like the page while you're there.
Yeah, do like the page. Just like I like Yarny. And don't forget, Rocket League is available on Xbox One now.
Ooh, Rocket League. Awesome game.
But I'm sure there's no cross-platform play.
Unfortunately not, but still, awesome game. Make sure you check it out.
It is an awesome game. It's also on Steam, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, whether you're a PC gamer, or PS4 gamer, Xbox One gamer, everyone can play it, except for Nintendo gamers. And you can't play together.
Hopefully it's on the NX.
It's not Rocket League's fault that you can't play together. I don't know whose fault it is. That person is not very nice.
Kimber's coming after you. Joking.
I hope you're not the same person who's talking about doing things with Supernatural. That's from Ricochet 7. Anyway.
She's still caught up on that.
Hey. I have my issues. Kickstarter woes. Apparently when you mix alcohol and strippers...
Strippers?
You don't get an ant simulator.
Strippers?
I thought if I had strippers and alcohol, an ant simulator could be created. No, seriously. The creator of Ant Simulator announced that the game is cancelled after co-owners spent the game's budget on none other than alcohol and strippers.
If you're trying to make a game, it's probably not the best resources for your budget.
I mean, it's not even like that helps you be more creative for your ant simulator. It's like the queen is like dancing around a little root or something. No. So I don't know what's true. This article from Gamenesia was from the point of view of the creator, who entered into a contract with some business partners.
His friends.
His friends, who named themselves consultants so that theoretically they could get the income without actually being held responsible for any particular amount of work.
And then, apparently, according to this article, if I remember, they told him that if he went ahead and produced the game, they would sue him.
Yeah. So, I don't know, apparently some people were really excited about Ant Simulator.
There's someone right there.
Someone is excited about Ant Simulator right there.
And I feel sorry for them.
It's sad.
Kickstarter's risky business.
It is risky, but I'm sorry you'll have to deal with just watching Ant-Man and pretending that you're Ant-Man. Which is an awesome movie, actually.
It is.
I didn't think it would be, but it was. Speaking of Final Fantasy, because you're so quick to remind everyone that I hadn't played a Final Fantasy game before I met you, I just sat on the couch and watched other people play it because they wouldn't share. Yasumi Matsuno, the director of Final Fantasy Tactics, his next game has been put on hold indefinitely. What's with all this sad news?
More Kickstarter trouble.
More troubles.
I mean, it's unfortunate. Last week we were talking about a Kickstarter success. Well,
Yeah.
soon to be with Omni.
Yeah, Unsung Story, Tale of the Guardians. It was successfully funded on Kickstarter, 2014, so 2 years ago now. The release was scheduled for summer of 2015. And then key members left the company, there were financial issues, the company decided to focus on other projects.
It's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate because a lot of people backed that. And will they ever get anything?
Who knows?
Who knows? Indefinitely is an odd word. Because to me it means like it will never happen. But the elevator on our building went out right before we moved here. And it says it will be out indefinitely. But someone was working on it. So maybe indefinitely means something different to different people.
Well, indefinitely does not mean permanently.
Just means without a foreseeable future date.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It has a very negative tone to it.
And especially with them moving on to other projects and just putting this on the back burner. It's one of those things, will they ever get back around to it?
Do you think they spent their money on Ant Simulator and strippers?
I hope not.
Better alcohol and strippers. Don't go there. Just going on. In the weekly update, Bungie gave a brief look at the future of Destiny. 3 things. You ready?
Hit me.
Number 1, larger update this spring with new gear and higher light level. Number 2, expansion later this year. Sparrow Racing Part 2. Number 3 is that Destiny 2 is scheduled to release in 2017. Now,
Let's break it down.
break it down. I only care about one thing. I would be grateful for some Marasov storyline.
Well, the earliest you're going to see that is probably number 2.
Later this year.
Later this year.
Indefinitely.
I'm hoping that the next large expansion is like the Taken King and not a House of Wolves. Not that House of Wolves was bad, but I mean, they really started coming around with the story with House of Wolves. But
Marasov.
the Taken King was so good.
That's very good.
Give us another one of those in the fall. And something big in 17.
Marasov!
While we're on Destiny, Iron Banner's back next week.
Iron Banana.
I know that's Kimber's favorite event.
I miss Crimson Doubles.
Yeah, we did miss that.
We moved and have a lot of stuff to do and we're very busy and yada yada yada. PlayStation's not working super well. Missed it. No 320 Ghost. So, are you ready for some uplifting news finally?
Bring it to me.
The Division Open Beta is now.
Just started playing that this morning.
February 19th through the 21st and will include a new story mission in addition to the content from the previous closed beta.
It's good. I hope after we get done recording, Kimber has a chance to play tonight.
I got to watch it
A little
this
bit.
morning when I left for work. This man never gets up early. He had the coffee maker set to make coffee at 8 o'clock, before 8 o'clock. 7:45. And he was playing this game before I walked out the door to leave for work.
Well, I decided to get up with you. I could have started playing last night at midnight, but then I probably would have been up all night, so.
Indeed. So the full game will have 3 paid expansions over the course of the year. Level 1 is Underground, Level 2 is Survival, and number 3 is Last Stand. It's pretty cool.
Should be interesting.
I said level 2. You know what I mean. And, of course, we know Fallout 4 DLC.
If you're interested, pick this up immediately. The price is going up.
3 DLC packs for Fallout 4. It's all about the numbers.
Just starting with 3, in fact.
New content each month starting in March. So, what can I tell you? Season Pass is $29.99. And if you get it before March 1st, that's when it's $29.99.
Yeah.
After that, it's $49.99.
They had in place this plan for I think it's probably even this initial 3 DLCs. But now the game sold so well, such high reception for it. Just won another award at DICE yesterday. That they're doing more content, which is awesome. And if you jump in early to the DLC, you still get it at the low price.
Oh, the first one is Automatron. If you buy that by itself, it's $9.99 US dollars. That's the March release.
This one's pretty cool. You actually, it's going to fill the world with robots. You can fight those robots, get parts, and build your own companion.
Perfect companion, the one you build yourself. Unlike Ant Simulator.
I don't know. It's an interesting companion.
The second one is Wasteland Workshop. That's $4.99 for April.
Wasteland Workshop will allow you to capture Deathclaws, Raiders, and other things.
And breed them? And have baby Deathclaws?
I'm not sure about that. You heard it here first.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
This one's a smaller pack. I think it was like only $5.
Yeah, $4.99. And then the last one, Far Harbor, is the most expensive of the 3. $24.99. That comes out in May.
This is the one to get that's announced so far. It takes you to a new place, the island, an island right off of Maine, and it's new story missions, new everything, a new area. Bethesda said it's their largest expansion in terms of ground-wise ever.
It's impressive.
I mean, you think of the things for Oblivion, Skyrim, and things like that. Huge. And this is going to be larger than that. And for $5 more than the cost of this one expansion, you get these 3, plus everything that comes later.
It's awesome.
If you buy it now.
Right now.
Otherwise, you have to pay more.
But, more Bethesda news. They're working on 3 new projects. There's a panel at DICE when they were saying that these are different than anything they've ever done before.
I'm excited.
Maybe it'll be announced at E3 that they've picked up Ant Simulator. Maybe not.
We'll see.
You heard it here first, it's gonna not be very good. It's all these things about Ant Simulator. Next, Andrew Goldfarb of IGN reported that Kojima is interested in developing a horror project for VR.
Now, Kimber did break this.
I said it, I don't know when. It's in a Ricochet.
Right on Twitter, Facebook, a 360-degree camera. Shuhei, I believe, was holding it up.
You think so?
I know he was in it.
Kojima, Brad Douglas.
I think so. Several other people.
And they had been tweeting back and forth with Benicio del Toro.
Who just met with Kojima at DICE. Yeah.
And I said, what is this? Are they working on some kind of VR, scary VR thing?
And then Kojima goes on a world tour of Sony studios. Wonder what he was checking out VR-wise at those studios.
That was it just before they announced that he was gonna have his own studio?
Just after.
Just after, so, yeah.
He was touring with one of the creators of the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
There's something in the works there.
There's something going on. Interestingly enough, Kojima's been interested in VR for a long time, and he had a really bad motion sickness a few years ago, so he couldn't even play VR games. But with the new models that are coming out now, he's fine with it.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm fine with it, but I have some friends who I know aren't fine with it.
With the standard units, I haven't had any problems.
Mm-hmm.
I did feel it a little bit with the Google.
Mm-hmm. The cardboard.
With the cardboard.
You were spinning around.
True. I mean, I was watching The Lion King on Broadway, and there was stuff from all directions.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. I also liked it. I highly recommend it to anyone who I recommend cardboard or VR for starting out, because it's just a really cool video. Speaking of VR, you can now start pre-ordering Oculus-ready PCs from Asus, Alienware, and Dell. So you can go to Best Buy, Amazon, or the Microsoft Store. That started this week. Bundles start at $1,500 US dollars, and they begin shipping in April.
This is probably the only way you're going to get a Rift in April now. If they aren't already sold out. Because I know pre-orders went so fast for the units by themselves.
Well, I don't know, truthfully, when PS4 VR will come out, PSVR, but if the Rift comes out in April and PSVR comes out in the fall, how do you think that would affect things?
I mean, it allows a lot of people to jump on ship of the Rift.
It's true.
Sony's going to have one heck of a software lineup.
It's true. Although, Shuhei did say that this is going to be the year for first-party games.
That he did. And Kojima just did a tour.
And he's interested in VR. So I tell you this thing about the fall because Paul Raines, the CEO of GameStop, leaked that the PS4 virtual reality headset will not come out until the fall. I don't know if he leaked it, if it's a marketing move. I don't know. Fall is a good time as far as getting things that you might get for Christmas.
Getting it set up for the holiday season.
But it's so much later than when Rift and things are coming out.
Yeah, it
gives them more time to have games ready, though.
But it gives developers more time with in-unit Rifts, like consumer models. It's tough.
I don't know. He said PlayStation VR has the strongest games lineup of all the VR headsets based on what he's seen so far. And that GameStop will dominate the virtual reality space.
Really, GameStop is going to dominate a market that is probably going to be primarily downloaded on computers?
Well, he says, and I quote, "When you bring to bear our market dominance, our power-up rewards program, and the fact that we have over $1 billion to trade in trade currency every year, it's hard for us not to dominate it." Okay, the poor people who work at GameStop who try to sell me their power-up rewards program, I feel bad.
It's what keeps people coming back.
I know. And had I not moved all over the place and lived in a foreign country for a while, I probably would have bought it a long time ago, but...
We had one before we moved to Spain.
We had one, but there was no reason to keep it going.
No. And to be honest, we either buy things right when they first come out, or way late when they're a really good price and you get it new or used for a crazy good price.
And speaking of when they first come out, it's really awesome now to pre-order them from Amazon.
It's true.
With 20% off. Although, our pre-order of Twilight Princess HD won't come with the soundtrack like a pre-order from GameStop will.
We did just see that GameStop will have soundtracks.
Mm-hmm. So we'll miss out on that, but it's gonna be delivered to me very soon. So we'll be sure to show you Wolf Link and that when we do that unboxing when it comes in.
Now we're talking VR.
Mm-hmm.
Saw something really cool.
What's that?
Sci-Fi is teaming up with a Canadian development studio, Secret Location, to produce Halligan?
Okay.
We were wondering how to say that.
I don't know.
The first,
Halligan, Halicon, Halicon.
the first 10 episodes
Mm-hmm.
are going to be on Sci-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
And the next 5 episodes are exclusive, at least at this point, to Oculus Rift.
I see.
And the show itself is set in the future,
Mm-hmm.
2058.
Mm-hmm.
It's a crime drama, but the police department is a VR crime unit.
Ooh.
So it's really cool how it's not just a show about VR.
Mm-hmm.
It's a show about VR where you can watch almost half, well, a third of the season, I guess, in VR.
It's neat.
Ooh, I'm not sure you've heard this yet.
What's that?
Outlander Season 2 will premiere April 9th.
Oh, I knew that. I did know that. And I signed up for a contest with Walker Shortbread to win a trip for 2 to Scotland. Because I'd love to go
Someday.
someday.
Someday we'll get you to Scotland.
Yes, we Outlander fans called this time between the seasons Droughtlander. But it's not Droughtlander here because I just did an unboxing for Blackjack Randall,
It's true.
which you can see in the channel.
Yep. Soon.
But thank you for the reminder. It's good to know you're so excited for Outlander.
So excited.
You still have to finish the previous part.
Maybe you might not know this.
What's that?
Frozen is getting a Broadway musical
What?
in 2018.
Who's doing the singing for Elsa?
I'm not sure. Wasn't an announcement.
Well, because Idina Menzel, you know, she did the voice in the movie and she's quite a good actress and she's been on Broadway.
I really hope they keep her.
It'd be really cool.
It would. But she might be busy actually filming the Frozen sequel.
A sequel?
Yeah, you didn't know about that?
No?
Oh, that's old news.
What's he doing? It's still snowing! It's still snowing!
Pretty much. Speaking of sequels,
Uh-huh.
Lionsgate is meowing over there while she blames Mockingjay 2's low box office performance on Star Wars and terrorism in Europe.
Really? Break that down for me, I don't quite understand.
Mockingjay 2 was the lowest grossing entry in the franchise, grossing only $652 million worldwide.
Only.
Only. That is over $100 million less than part 1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the terrorist events kept people out of the cinema.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Star Wars Episode 7 had an effect on it, though.
Why is that?
This released November 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars didn't release till December 18th.
Mm-hmm.
That is 28 days later.
Mm-hmm.
I went back through, looked at the daily box office results.
Mm-hmm.
Mockingjay Part 2 was dipping down several weeks,
Mm-hmm.
like drastic dips,
Mm-hmm.
before Star Wars ever came out.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless the hype was so big
Mm-hmm.
that people didn't want to finish the end
Mm-hmm.
of Mockingjay for Star Wars was just so big
Mm-hmm.
that people didn't go see it. I mean, they had a whole month pretty much before Star Wars ever came out.
We didn't go see that.
We didn't go see it.
We saw Star Wars twice.
That is true.
But
What?
I've read all the books. So have you.
Books are excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of the reason we didn't go see it was just because of things that were going on in our life in November, though, and not because of Star Wars.
November was quite crazy.
We didn't see Star Wars till several weeks after release, even.
Mm-hmm.
So that wouldn't have even been 28 days for us. That would have been 40.
That was not our fault, though, that we didn't see it when it first released.
It's true.
We were like, oh, it'll be so sweet to take our parents when we go home to visit.
Waiting was excruciating, though.
We nearly got the movie ruined for us several times.
Parents enjoyed it, though.
And they did.
One thing I do wonder, though,
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it given the fact that it still made crazy amounts,
Mm-hmm.
but will this nix talk of the prequel they were going to make?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Please, as much as I like the movies,
Mm-hmm.
please don't make a prequel.
It's gonna start feeling like The Land Before Time. Were they on like 15 now?
Something like that.
It's like, oh, this is a cash cow. Let's make more of it.
The story was of Katniss
Mm-hmm.
and her rising up and kind of,
Empowering the communities, the districts to do
Yeah.
the same.
we don't need a movie of the kids going out fighting as a prequel. Yeah, just let it go. You,
Like Frozen 2 on Broadway.
so, tonight we did our Deadpool review.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you check that out. It'll either be up before this video or shortly thereafter. Depends on how quickly I can get it edited. But in that, we were talking about how Ryan Reynolds was originally the Green Lantern.
It's true.
And you had said
Mm-hmm.
that you really didn't want him to play two superheroes. You
No,
thought
it's not fair.
one was enough.
What? No one person should get to play two different superheroes.
Well, Ryan Reynolds' response to you.
What? No way.
He said this in an interview.
Oh. Not with me.
Not
Yeah.
directly to Kimber.
Mm-hmm.
He does not want to go back to Hal Jordan.
No one wants him to go back to Hal Jordan.
The only superhero character he wants to play from here on out is Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that,
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool 2 was already greenlit before the movie even came out.
Mm-hmm. And the Green Lantern gets no sequel love.
No sequel love. Actually, it's getting a reboot.
A reboot without Ryan Reynolds?
Yes. As part of the DC expanded. But he's also really pushing for an X-Force movie
Mm-hmm. With Cable, right?
with Cable. As you know,
Mm-hmm.
Cable was the leader of the X-Force,
Mm-hmm.
and he is Cyclops' son.
With pseudo Jean Grey?
Yes. One of our good friends of the show,
Mm-hmm.
Brad, was actually saying that he wants to see a Deadpool vs. Wolverine movie.
That'd be cool.
That would be so cool. And Fox is already thinking about making the next Wolverine a rated R
Mm-hmm.
based off of how well Deadpool has done.
Two heroes with blades that can heal themselves.
That would be pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. But why would they be fighting?
Who knows? While we're on the subject of X-Men,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be excited for this. They're heading back to TV.
For what?
Marvel and Fox are teaming up
Mm-hmm.
to release 2 new shows.
Really?
Hellfire on Fox and Legion on FX.
Mm-hmm.
Legion's already in pre-production, I believe, and Hellfire's just getting started.
Okay.
So it's cool.
Cool.
Dates have been set for the next 3 Transformer movies.
Oh, goody.
Michael Bay, who I think said after the first, second, probably all of them, that he was done making Transformer movies, is coming back. He's directing Transformer 5, which is going to open June 23rd, 2017, placing it right up against Wonder Woman, releasing the same day.
Good luck, Transformers.
Or good luck, Wonder Woman. Or both. I mean, I really love the Transformer movies, the first couple.
It just... I'm a sucker for Transformer movies, but it's like the land before time.
Referencing that again, huh?
Yeah, I am, because I just saw something about the 15th one or the 18th one. I don't even know. Like,
just seems two potentially big movies releasing on the same day. We'll see if the dates stick. That's pretty crazy. Transformers 6, which at this point Michael Bay is not directing. We'll see. Is set for June 8th, 2018. Which is the same day selected for Godzilla 2 at this point.
I see.
And finally, Transformers 7 is marked for release on June 28th, 2019.
2019. Ooh, I shudder.
Nothing set for that date yet. Who's gonna jump in?
2019 seems like so far in the future, but it's because my point of reference is still like 2000, 2010.
You excited for more Transformers?
I'm just overwhelmed thinking about how old I am right now.
You're not that old.
Transformers are older though.
They are. Much older.
It's true. So earlier in the show I mentioned an article that talked about women who like to play games and how, that data was showing that perhaps there are a lot more women playing games now than what people think. There are a lot of stereotypes about video gamers, about gamers in general, not just video gamers.
Sure.
Board gamers, anything. And this is the topic of the show, stereotypes for gamers. What are some of the stereotypes that you can think of?
Well, the big stereotype is a geeky boy down in the basement, dark basement.
Sure, that happens.
I mean, it happens.
So, in the Vita Village group that I'm in, someone posted a question asking the people in the group how old they were and if they still played games. The person is Michelle Harwood. I hope I said your name right, Mikkel. Tell me, and I'll say it right next time. His mom had said, surely there are guys over 30-something who are still playing games. My husband's over 30 and he plays games. My dad is gonna be 61 this year and he still plays video games. There are different people all over the world playing video games at different ages. Video games started before we were kids.
Thought of.
And it's something that we've just grown up with.
It's crazy that there's still this stigma about video games and gamers. When one of the big things about video games now are the people that are making games today grew up as gamers.
And then there's the new stigma of, if you say there are girl gamers, it must be with Facebook app games and Bejeweled and Candy Crush. It's no, they're the top console genre for women was RPGs. And
which still floored me even. And I hate saying that, but it does. I didn't expect it.
And yeah, women play mobile and browser games, but so do men.
Mm-hmm.
And boys and girls and people of all ages.
I play Clash of Clans every day.
I think the highest like game I see invites and things for are like the casino games.
Which my aunt and uncles and grandparents play.
Mhm. Yeah.
To even just toss that out to another level.
Yeah. Lots of people of all ages.
The funny thing is, though,
Mhm.
people don't consider those games.
Yeah. Well,
Or-
the definition is.
Or even on their cell phone when they're
Mhm.
going after candy, they don't consider that gaming or that they're gamers, but they are.
And some gamers don't consider that to be a gamer, but I mean you're playing a game.
And I think that's just expanding the industry more.
Mhm.
While Bejeweled kind of started off bringing the units together.
Mhm.
Certain games like Puzzle Quest or Marvel's Puzzle Quest, which we played for a while,
Mhm.
take that to another level.
Mhm.
Integrate more game mechanics into the game.
Mhm. And just like we talked about Gordon Hayward last time, about he's a basketball player and he's breaking these stereotypes about video gamers. There's also like the other side of the coin where the guy who plays PETA from the Hunger Games, what's his name? Josh Hutcherson?
Yes.
He is going to be playing a socially inept gamer in an upcoming movie. He's like a janitor by day and a MOBA star by night. It's just like, okay, that's maybe interesting, but like, you don't want to propel these bad stereotypes more than you have to, but I don't know if they're trying to cater to the gaming crowd. I don't know.
One show we watched, I was going to say recently, but it's probably been about a year,
Mhm.
was Video Games High.
Mhm.
And that was really interesting because it was essentially a high school
Mhm.
of all sorts of different types of gamers.
Mhm.
Yeah, it had its big tournament of the shooter games, but it also had the dance people and the
Mhm.
racing people. And
Mhm.
it was really cool seeing that from a different perspective, of
Mhm.
just different gamers coming together and really just realizing that each other exists.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. There's another really cool show about games and gamers, the Felicia Day show,
Ah, the Guild.
The Guild. Yeah.
Yeah, the Guild was really good.
Well, both of those shows do show some common stereotypes, but they also like show that there's more to it than that.
Mhm.
Well, you have the dorky guy who falls in love with the girl in the game, and he's crazy about her. She doesn't care. Well, she kind of does, but she doesn't really. But you also have this like.
But I think that's just beyond gaming in general. I think that's a Hollywood stereotype.
But I was gonna say you also have this community where like that's the point. Like they're a guild, they're a community. Somehow they become a community outside of the computer world. And this whole like getting to know what someone's really like. They're not the same. Their avatar isn't who
Yeah.
they are.
It's true.
There's more to it than that. So hopefully we'll see in this movie this socially inept gamer that Josh Hutcherson is going to play, that there's more to it than just that.
And like the article we posted on Facebook with Gordon Hayward that you had mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
he is one of the best people in the world playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And he is also a kick-ass gamer.
Mm-hmm.
When he was being recruited by Butler,
Mhm.
there's a story in there about how he was asking Coach Stevens if he could participate in a Halo tournament
Mhm.
because there was going to be a reward,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't want to violate NCAA violations. Like, and they ended up winning.
Yeah, they did.
It just goes to show you that someone that's competitive,
Mhm.
whether it's gaming or basketball, if they're willing to push themselves
Mhm.
to another level,
Mhm.
they can do that in other facets of life.
Mhm.
I think people that don't game see it as just doing something, wasting time,
Mhm.
whereas most people are either reading books or watching TV or doing something to waste time anyways.
Mhm.
But with gaming, or like watching quiz shows or something, you're pushing your mind, you're pushing certain parts of your body
Mhm.
to another level.
Mhm.
Just my thought.
Fair enough. You know I don't disagree. The gaming is way more active than just watching TV.
Which is what we do when we don't want to game.
But just because you play games doesn't mean that you don't also read books,
For sure.
or play music, or dance, or exercise. Although I don't exercise very often.
You do miss dance lessons though. That was kind of fun.
It was really fun.
And that's our Ricochet for this week. Thanks for tuning in for Ricochet 8. Make sure you submit something for the t-shirt contest. Even if it's a stick figure holding up the Crossfire logo or whatever,
Mhm.
everyone's got a chance to win.
Yep, details will be up on Facebook.crossfire. Whoa, I'm so tired. Details will be up on Facebook.crossfirecoop.com.
Twitter.crossfirecoop.com.
Got it.
And everywhere you catch us.
Alright, see you later.
Until 9, peace out.